Hello everybody, this is Kyrix with another edition of This Week in Kyrix. Today is Wednesday, May 6th of 2015. And starting the timer? Yay, timer! Anyway, numerous arguments over Star Trek versus Heroclix with the judge. We basically decided, screw doing Tuesdays. He's not making the effort to get up on Tuesdays so that we can have our tournament. So we're moving it to Mondays, and that started a huge argument, because he was like, well... He basically said, well, you're taking for granted the fact that I'm getting you. I'm like, no, I'm not, because you're not getting us. Yes, you're picking us up, but you're picking us up in time to have the game we're not going there to play in the first place. I basically said, use the new Avengers movie as an example in this. I'm like, okay, let's say you want to go see Avengers Age of Ultron. Like, oh, I'm sorry, all we have is the trailer. So how about, instead of that, we let you see the trailer and then you get to watch 50 Shades of Grey? And my response is, well, no, that doesn't work at all. I came to see Avengers, but you're still getting to see 50 Shades of Grey. I have no interest in that movie. None whatsoever. Well, that's okay, because you're paying the same amount. You get to come on here, you get to see all the nice people who want to see 50 Shades of Grey, and we'll show you the trailer. That's the same thing. No, it's really not. When we come up there expecting a 3-round, 3.5 to 4 hour tournament, and we get a friggin' 1 hour and 15-minute battle royale that we're rushed through, week after week after week, just so that the Heroclix guys can play their game, that tends to get on the nerves quite a bit. And I told him, look, I gotta start looking out for my players, and his response is basically, well, none of them have jobs, etc., which has nothing to do with anything. Whether or not you have a job has nothing to do with whether you got shit to do at your house, for one thing. And even if they didn't have shit to do at their house, it has nothing to do with the fact that, hey, I don't want to sit here for 3 to 5 hours sitting through a game that I didn't want to play in the first damn place, you know? And I actually didn't go yesterday because, many reasons. I didn't want to play Clicks, because he's been texting out the stuff, and I still don't have a phone, so I don't get the text. So I don't find out until the day before what the tournament even is. You know, this week I know coming up it's 500 points, etc. So I haven't decided, but I might go. I really might. I have an entire week to think on, an entire week to think of a team that just jumps out at me and says, I need to be played this week, you know? But besides that, I didn't want to give up my whole day, because here's the thing. Our Heroclix games allegedly start at 4:30. He picked up Anubis from my house at about 5:05. Anubis did not get back, I know because he came here to get his bike, until 1:30 in the fucking morning. Because they wanted to see Age of Ultron. I told him, dude, for one thing, he never goes to a movie without eating. And turns out they ended up going to Carmelita's, it's a Mexican restaurant that's nearby. I don't know if it's a national thing or if it's just here in Florida, but it's a thing. And I don't do Mexican food. So if I'd gone, chances are they would have gone there anyway, and I'd have sat out in the car, but I don't have that kind of fucking time. If I had, for example, if I had run Star Trek that day, I would have signed up to go to Star Trek, and I wouldn't have gotten there at all. I wouldn't have gotten my tournament at all, because they ended up closing the store while they were doing clicks, you know? So I wouldn't have gotten my tournament at all, and I wouldn't have gotten home till 1:30 in the fucking morning. And he would have been, well, you saw Age of Ultron. I'm like, yeah, I saw Age of Ultron Friday with another friend. He had his 21st birthday, and that was something he wanted to do. His 21st birthday, I think, was Wednesday. But they did most of the celebrating on Friday, and he basically paid for my ticket so I could go see it with him, you know? And I told him also, like, as much as I want to see it, because it was a good movie, I wouldn't have minded seeing it again, but not to stay out till 1:30 in the frickin' morning when I had shit to do. And I owe enough money, and money's tight enough right now, that I don't want to be in even more debt. I don't. And the thing is, I think I finally got him to shut up about my finances. I basically told him, look, you don't understand. You seem to think I have all this money. Just keeping my cat cared for every month is almost $100. Because his food costs 30, his litter basically rounds up to 30, his vet care is $26, and that's just that. And if I decide to buy him some test strips for his insulin meter, you know, that's another $50 right there for basically a month. I told him, you don't even fucking know how much money I go through. And because he was complaining again that I cut Kyrix out. I cut Kyrix out because it's the only thing I can afford. He's like, well, you need to stop Netflix. I'm like, Netflix and Gamefly amount to a drop in the bucket. Netflix and Gamefly together, with generous rounding, adds up to maybe $35, $40 a month. You know, he's like, well, stop your PlayStation Network. That amounts to about $80 a year right now. And it's only every 3 months that I even pay for it at all. It just so happens that this month it happened. And I'm actually going to cancel it for a little bit. And both so I have time to build up some money, because right now I'm not playing any of those games. I will not be dropping it forever, but it's one of those where once I renew my subscription, I get all my games back, you know? So I can afford to take a month or so off. And I want to do that because I want to upgrade my payment cycle so that I'm not paying tri-monthly, I'm paying, like, yearly, you know? So that once a year, with plenty of time, it's like, oh, it's June, I better get my money ready, you know? And I'm dropping the XSplit license, because like I mentioned last time, at least I think I did, I found out that the free license, which may not have existed when I got XSplit, but it exists now, one way or the other, is basically all I need anyway. So there's no reason for me to be paying $60 a year. So that's already been canceled. I basically have the time to run out the clock on this, and then it's gone. And I'm fine with that, you know? But I told him, I'm like, you don't even physically comprehend the lack of money that I actually have. Now, and I told him that even if because he keeps trying to get me to do day labor, I basically said, look, I'm already paying $130 just this month, more than I'm supposed to, and I don't want to pay more. So I said, and even if I did do day labor, in order for me to cover all of the bills that would need to be covered, I would basically be giving up any semblance of a life that I already have, and that's not worth it to me. He's like, well, you could augment your spending money. I'm like, dude, when my roommate has a job, my money is augmented. My spending money is $130+ more than it is right now. And he's like, well, I guess when you put it that way. Because once I basically spelled out how much a month, because my mother and my aunt have been up my ass about, oh, you need to pay more, you need to pay more. I'm like, no, I fucking don't. I really don't. Because I'm going to do some rounding on this, but I make about $750 a month. You know? And about $230-ish is how much I pay before bills from the house even come into play. That's before any house bills of any kind. That's no electric, no cable, no water, none of that shit, no rent. That's not my gaming stuff, like, oh, well, here's a Heroclix booster, or here's a Star Trek ship. No. That's just the shit that I'm required to pay every month without fail. That doesn't change in price. And then I have, well, right now, $530, but usually about $400 of other stuff. And then a couple miscellaneous gaming things. I don't have money to spare. And I finally got that through everyone's head, that I'm paying more than I'm supposed to, with relatively no complaint, except when they bug me about it. Like, oh, you need to pay more, oh, you need to get another job. I don't need to do shit. I've done all of mine and some of theirs. I'm done. I've paid my key, and then some. You know? And I'm pissed that people just keep expecting more out of me when there's just nothing more. I've tapped the well. It's done. I told him, look, I told my friend, I'm like, I'm already a fucking gold medalist. I'm doing gold medal work in financial gymnastics, Olympic gold medal work. And you're asking me to go above and beyond that, and that's not fair. You know, I'm already doing so much as far as the bills go, and then you want me to do day labor, and you want me to cover this, and you want me to do that, and it's bullshit. you know? And the funny thing is, my roommate has no trouble with this shit. I mean, he's fully prepared once he gets his job to pay his way in. You know, it's everyone else who's like, oh, well, they're not going to pay, or they're not going to do this, or you shouldn't rely on anyone for this. And I'm thinking, bull fucking shit, you know? But I think I finally sorted the thing, because he's pissed that I've been cutting out clicks. I'm like, dude, you don't realize I still owe you close to $300. I'm going to round it to $300 for War of Light, which ended in November of last year. It started in like June of last year, and keep in mind, that's not something like, oh, here's $300 so that I can play this. No, that's $300 on top of the $1,000 of my own fucking money I spent. I told him if I had spent that kind of money on Star Trek, I'd have been done. I'd have been absolutely done. And he keeps talking about, oh, you can trade for this, you can do this. I'm like, dude, I don't have the unlimited resources. He's like, I don't have unlimited resources. I'm like, dude, you don't realize this, but you casually, with no thought at all, traded for $600 worth of shit in Star Trek. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, really. You traded, just nonchalantly, just pulled shit out of your junk drawer for $600 worth of Star Trek ships. I'm like, you know this board cube you have? Yeah, that's $60. This ship, $60. This ship, like $50, etc. I'm like, because we were talking about one of the prize ships that we still haven't decided who got it, either me or our driver. And he's like, well, I'm not going to sweat over a $15 ship. I'm like, dude, that's a $40 ship. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I know, because I bought one. That's a $40 ship. Like, well, still, that's nothing. I'm like, it's nothing to you because you have unlimited resources. For those of us who don't, it's a lot. You know? $40 is a lot of money when you don't have any money. And I also told my friend that just to make ends meet this month, I've had to not buy cat litter and only buy half of his cat food. Because I usually get him 2 30-packs of canned cat food. I was able to get 1. You know? And I'm going to have to wait until my roommate pays me to get him litter, but I'm going to go the extra mile and get him a new spiral staircase litter box so that he can... So I can basically get it out of my bathroom, get that shit all cleaned up, put it in my room proper, you know, take better care of it, because he won't be spilling it everywhere, that kind of shit. But, I have interesting news. I almost had much worse news to report, but turned out to be a misunderstanding. A relative of mine recently died of a heroin overdose. And my niece, who is another one of my roommates, but I don't refer to her that, I refer to her as my niece, but she told me, oh, this cousin died, you know, and keep in mind, I am close enough in age to almost all of my nieces. They don't think of me as their uncle half the time. They think of me as a brother or a cousin. Because there's only a year and a half separating me from her. And when you're that close, it's very, very difficult to think of, oh, you're the uncle, you know. And so when she said this cousin, I thought that meant my niece, who was about her age, who once lived with me, you know, and that was sad news. Never really hit me very hard, because I guess I compartmentalized too well, or I just figured, well, I haven't seen her in so long that the impact isn't what it should be. And then a couple days later, I bring it up, and she mentioned, oh, that wasn't your niece, that was your sister's cousin, you know, her mom's cousin. I'm thinking, I don't know that woman. So, I'm not to sound callous, but it's very different when it's a woman you've never even heard of, much less met, and someone you've lived with and grown up with. So, the good news is, my niece didn't die. The bad news is, another relative of mine did, but it's someone I've never met. So, forgive me if I'm not heartbroken over it, you know? Ow. But, yeah, there's that. We're moving Star Trek back to Mondays. He raised so much hell with me about that. And then we had another conversation about it today where he volunteered a little more information. And I told him something like, see, you never explained shit. I'm like, no. You didn't explain shit. What he told me is he can't do Mondays, so fuck it, we're not doing Star Trek, you know? And then today he told me, well, I can't do every Monday. I work 2 Sundays a week, so I have to take those Mondays off. I'm like, dude, you realize we at best hold 2 tournaments a month. All you have to do is say, hey, dude, next Monday I have to work, so can we just have Star Trek the following Monday? I'm like, yeah, sure. And when he said that, that's half the argument right there. And if he had volunteered that information sooner, the argument wouldn't have happened at all. You know? So, I'm in another D&D game. Woo. I am so bored during the week that I just cannot help it. I heard, oh, another D&D game. Sure, it's not like I haven't lost my fucking life to that game. Let's make another day. But it's Fridays, and it's a friend of mine from Wednesdays who's running it. I mean, we don't hang out, but we get along, we talk, you know, we play 3DS together, you know. Or at least we street pass the same games. That's a start, right? He will be running it. I'm getting to play my Dwarf Wizard, because the Elemental Evil podcast is not happening. But do not fear, D&D fans who are also Kyrix fans, because there will be a video. Because I have recently bought some stuff for Fantasy Grounds, which is a virtual tabletop that is partnered with Wizards of the Coast to bring official D&D stuff. So, as soon as I come up with $50, because Player's Handbook, I will be running all of my potential players through a couple practice sessions, you know, some character creation sessions, that kind of shit. And I will be running on my channel the Lost Mines of Phandelver module, which is the starter module. I someday hope that fairly soon they will come up with more modules released, because their module system is really good. And I, of course, will run those if I can get the modules. When the modules are like $20. Even as broke as I am, I can eat that cost. There is a slight issue in that my friend Sammy, when she agreed to do it, didn't realize I was going to do a module. She wanted to do an original campaign. I told her, sweetie, if I do that, it'll be at least 3 to 6 months before it happens, because I have to learn to do the system from scratch instead of running the module. I'm like, if we run the module, by the latest, next month we'll be playing. You know? By the latest. But if we do it my way, oh dear, it'll be a thing. I haven't decided the video format. For example, if it's going to be, if I'm going to break up the session into various breaks or something like, oh, here's an hour of footage, but we shot, say, 6 hours of footage kind of thing. Or if it's just, I'm going to do 3-hour blocks, because I don't know if people will sit through that. So, I will be releasing an extra side video asking this question, because not many people watch This Week in Kyrix, much less all of it. But those of you who are in This Week in Kyrix, or who are watching it rather, if you're interested at all that you might watch this, let me know what kind of time format works best for you, because I'm willing to go half hour, 45 minutes, that kind of shit, you know? I'm willing to work around a schedule that I think you guys would watch and enjoy. Ooh, such pretty rain. I love the rain. I really do. Rain soothes the crap out of me. As long as I'm not in it. I mean, you could have the worst downpour that the state has seen, as long as it's not endangering my life. And if I'm inside, I am so happy. It makes me kind of drowsy. I'm so comfortable, you know? But if you put me in it, I'm the most miserable human being that's ever walked the face of the earth. But, yeah, I would love to get feedback, and I will make a video specifically asking this question. But I don't know how I'll release it. It'll be a once-a-week release kind of thing. For example, if you people want to see the whole session, then once a week, on a day that will be decided later, I will record with my friends a 3-hour session. and then we will finish that session and it'll go up online. And if it's like, oh, well, we want a 45-minute video, or we want a half-an-hour video, or we want an hour video, or just do a single battle, etc., that kind of thing, then I'll record, say, a 3 to 6 hour session and just post it as it happens, kind of thing. Or I could do my usual Let's Play thing, where I wait until we're done with the entire module, you know? But if you're asking me what they're going to play, I don't know. Because everything in the player's handbook is legal. So they might play humans, they might play, say, Dragonborn, could be fighters, could be rogues, bards. There's so many options for characters, and I'm not going to limit them. My only limit is I want them to be in the player's handbook. Even though Elemental Evil's released and would not be that hard to kit bash into the system, I would rather they use drag and drop shit, you know? If it's something that's in a player's handbook that I can download... Now, let's say, for example, that between now and the actual campaign, they come out with the Elemental Evil sourcebook that you can download, then Elemental Evil will be allowed, you know? But until then, it's all going to be stuff that I have books for in the actual Fantasy Grounds. I don't know how they're going to interact with each other. I mean, I know they're going to interact through Skype and through Fantasy Grounds and all that. I'm going to try and do this seriously. And my friend, another friend of mine, asked, basically, are you going to be serious about this? I'm like, sweetie, it's a module. I have no leeway here. I really don't. And I have gone on record for saying that 5th edition modules are ass. Ironically, Lost Mines of Phandelver is not bad. I've actually enjoyed this one. What little I've played, I'm about maybe half to a third of the way through it. So I have played it, I just haven't beaten it yet. If you can beat a module. We haven't finished the module yet. But it's actually the game I play on Thursdays. And I would love to do League shit. Allegedly, for League, you have to run the one in season, it has to be streamed. I would actually contact Wizards of the Coast and ask if it must be streamed, because I can't stream. But if I could instead do it on YouTube. You know, if I could do a once-a-week session kind of thing. Because if so, you might see me running official League games. You know? Because I would love to do that. For one thing, you get free shit. But another thing, allegedly you get free shit from points and whatnot. I can't even access my damn DCI login page, so I have no idea if I've... For all I know, I've earned like $60 of just free shit. You know? Because all my adventure log crap and all that. And the best part is, the way this works, if I'm DMing in League, every time a session passes, I get shit. Like, for example, when I did stuff on Monday, when we were still doing League on Monday, one of the things was I got a piece of paper that had 5 different objects on it, and I got to pick one. Like, ooh, I want a bag of holy, that kind of thing, you know? And every time I did a session, like, okay, this session, your players get this much, and you get 100 free XP to put on any character you want. So if I were to DM a bunch of games, and I mean, like, say, an entire thing of League, I could literally assign all that XP and theoretically jump into a level 5 campaign or something like that, you know? I wouldn't do that, but it's something I could do. I could, oh, well, we're level 4 or we're level 3 on this campaign. No problem. I've got 2,700 XP saved up. I'll just make a level 3 character and I will play with you all, you know? Or it's something I could say of like, oh man, I'm just 100 XP shy of getting to the next level. Good thing I'm a DM, you know? Or at least that's the way that the piece of paper led me to believe how it worked. But the thing about League, for those who don't know, is you can, let's say, for example, that you the viewer, who allegedly is still watching this, but let's say you're a viewer of mine, and you're watching this right now, and you're following this whole conversation I'm having with you. Thank you, by the way. Let's say you want to play D&D, and you talk to me, you know, like, hey, I'd love to be in this. I want to play this really awesome half-orc bard, etc. You know, you can play in my game via League rules, and then, oh my god, it's Gen Con. Oh, I want to go. And you go to Gen Con, for example, like, oh wow, they got a D&D table. Oh, they're running League. You can run your character off of my game right there and win shit, as long as it's not the same campaign we're doing. And then you can basically bring your adventure log and show it to me like, hey, when I was at Gen Con, I won this, and then that character carries over, you know? I'd really rather you didn't do that, because it kind of throws off the shit since we're doing videos. Like, everyone's like, well, where the fuck did he get that bag of holding from? He went to Gen Con, you know? But it's legal. It's something you can do. Now, that being said, none of my friends really go to conventions, so this isn't really a thing that would happen. Hell, I don't think any of my friends even play at local stores like I do. But it's an option, you know? There are more than one store in this area that I could theoretically, like, there's a store called Emerald City. And Emerald City has changed a lot for the worse since I used to go there, but let's say, for example, I heard Emerald City's running League. Or better yet, here's a better one. Critical Hit, which is a store I do occasionally go to, apparently runs it. I could take my Thursday character and go to Critical Hit and play it. Or I could start a character at Critical Hit and bring it to my normal store Game On and play it, you know? As long as I'm playing him in different campaigns and don't exceed the level. For example, I cannot bring a level 6 character to Lost Mines of Phandelver because it's a level 5 max kind of thing, you know? But I do intend to run Lost Mines of Phandelver. If more modules come out that are in the level range, I'll run those too. Because I don't want to say, oh, well, here, get to level 5 in Lost Mines of Phandelver. Oh, we're going to start Elemental Evil now, new characters. I mean, if my players are game for that, I'm game for it. But I don't think they're going to want to do 5 whole levels and then that character never exists again. You know? Because when you put that kind of effort into a character, you don't want to just toss it aside. Among other things, it's a fucking waste. And, yeah. But I mean, that's... I really cannot... I'm really excited to run D&D, and a lot of my players are excited as well. Some of them are kind of iffy, like Jay, partly due to the fact that he's just experiencing a similar lack of motivation that I have, and the fact that he's so exhausted from work, he's not really feeling it. Like, he won't put in practice time, so that I can train him how the system works. But, again, he might be up for it another time, you know? And Sammy didn't react very well last time I asked. Like, no, I want to play the game I'm playing right now. I'm like, okay, whatever. But she'll probably learn at some point. My other friend, who I don't really have a name I'm allowed to refer to her as yet, and the new guy have both practiced, and my friend might, the girl, who is not Sammy, let's just call her girl number 2. She'd be so pissed if she hears that. You called me what? I called you girl number 2 because you're the shit, girl. Oh, I'm such a stupid person sometimes. But, yeah, let's just say, we're still not sure if she'll be in Lost Mines with them, or if she'll be on her own thing, or what. Because I'm also operating under the assumption that both Samantha and Adam will both be playing. It might just be one or the other. Might be neither one of them, you know? In which case I need to come up with a 4th person. Or Jay could decide, you know what, I really don't want to be on YouTube, and he'll drop out, and that leaves the new guy, the other girl, Samantha, and Adam all playing in the same campaign. So, I basically told her, right now you're kind of an understudy for if a slot opens up or if I decide to increase it and go to 5, you know? I actually kind of wish that one of my players was the one recording this anyway, because it's going to be a big mess on the DM side of shit, you know? Oh look, we hit the first milestone. But, hold on, I gotta scratch my back again. Yeah, we just had my nephews for the weekend, and oh god. Great nephews, really, but not that great, if you know what I mean. They drove me nuts, and we live upstairs, so thump, 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 thump all over the floor. I'm like, oh, the neighbors are gonna kill me. But fortunately, my nieces actually talked to him, and the only thing the guy is like is, look, my wife's gonna have lung surgery or something like that this day, can you have them keep quiet? It's like, oh, they'll be gone by then, you know? Um, yeah, there's lots of stuff going on right now. Again, so excited for D&D. Been watching some old Let's Plays. Watched Chip Cheesem and General Ironicus, who I enjoy watching them. They're a lot of fun co-oping together. Again, they're one of the major reasons that I enjoy the concept of co-op Let's Play so much. But I watched Mega Man Legends, which is one I hadn't seen of theirs. I think Chip played and Ironicus basically provided color commentary. Probably going to watch them do Metal Gear again. Right now I'm sitting through Lego Star Wars, which is so fun. It's fun to play, it's fun to watch them play, it's just an all-around blast. I'm trying to find out where the hell my curtains went, because I had these curtains that I was going to put up that are just... They used to be my grandmother's, and these things just turn day into night, and it's beautiful. Because, as you may remember, I'm not that big a fan of bright light. I don't like sunlight at all. Especially when it's in my face and making glare on my TV. Not a fan of that at all. But once I find that, I have to get a curtain rod so I can put these up, and then I'll probably start playing more video games. But there's so many Let's Plays I gotta get caught up on. I need to finish Skatebird Racing, gotta do Skatebird Dungeon, gotta do Age of Dreams, gotta do Alien Isolation, Equestria Bound, Manichemia, Atalia Rorona, just... The Last of Us. I haven't done that one either. I've literally got like 10 games that just need to be done. I gotta get Skinner over here and re-record parts of Loader Conquest. Because there was some stuff that I mentioned, oh, the videos got corrupted and I don't know how to salvage them. So we've got to redo those stages and re-release them so that I can actually release the whole project. Which, we can do that in an afternoon. I also, while I've got him here, want to do some Skatebird with him. Because I had him play that back in the emulator days, when we were just both running PlayStation emulators. So he knows how to play that game, and he likes it, unlike Anubis, who literally learned how to play 5 minutes before we recorded that. So Skinner will give me a run for my money on Skatebird. Speaking of Anubis, I gotta get him over here too and work on some RE5. I also have to get my other friend over here for Resident Evil 6. And then there's some other games. Once I do Alien Isolation, I'm going to turn that in. I'm going to try and get Xenoverse or a couple of other games. So, it's anyone's guess exactly what I'm going to pull off, but I'm going to try and get some stuff done. Also, I've got my Let's Watches. I need to get back into Ghostbusters. Eventually, I'm going to rewatch and... Well, rewatch so I can modify the recording, but I'm going to try to put Attack on Titan up. I'm basically going to start with Ghostbusters. If I can't get away with Ghostbusters, I'll never get away with Attack on Titan. Extreme Ghostbusters, that is. You know? That'll be my canary in the mine shaft, you know? If Extreme Ghostbusters go well, then I'm good. I'm good. I'm fine. Nothing bad will happen. But if that goes down the tubes, I may as well give up my Let's Watches. Granted, I'm still going to record them, because why not? But, all this work and I haven't made a fucking dent. Look at this. This whole video, which is about a little over halfway done, and I've only done 2, maybe 3 rows. And that's the thing that makes me a little sad. Because I should have gotten a whole lot more than that done. And can't even begin to guess how much more I have to do. Alright, let's get back up and start the next one. The ironic thing is it really wouldn't take much, the way I'm stacking this, to add another row or column if I need to balance this out properly. I really don't want to have to, but I probably could. I'd probably get away with it relatively easy. Oh, God, back scratcher, make a thing. There we go. But, I'm still mildly concerned about the bills. It's the power bill, really, because that's going to come due, and my roommate reassures me, oh, they can't cut you off for more than your deposit. Well, the problem is, we're fast approaching the point where that's my deposit worth, you know? So, with any luck, very soon, his mother will send his birth certificate, and he'll have his ID, and he'll have his job, he'll start getting his check, and everything will be good. Because once he gets his check, we're fine. You know, we're out of the danger zone. But until then, we're still very much having issues, and I don't want to have issues. I want everything to work. I want everything to be a thing. I want us to be financially secure, and right now we're not, and it bothers me. Because I'm normally so good at stuff like this, but there's nothing I can do. I mean, like I said, the financial gymnastics, I'm tapped. I've done everything. Every trick I can pull, I've pulled. Every favor I can call in, I've called in. Every scrap of finances I can tap is tapped. There is nothing left in the tank. You know? All my resources have been resourced. So it's basically up to him now. With any luck, oh dear, that was almost quite bad. With any luck, very soon, he'll be able to make a thing happen, and we'll pull a miracle out of our ass, and we'll be fine. Which, that's a little melodramatic. We don't need a miracle, we just need a fucking paycheck. Which, to be fair, in some cases can be considered mildly miraculous. But, once he gets his check, we're golden, and I keep reassuring myself, which isn't very reassuring at all. But, ooh, iron. Hello, iron. Thank you for taking me out of my rant for half a second. Yummy, yummy iron. Again, even if it just gets the judge off my ass, because I keep telling him, and he doesn't listen, but I keep telling him, dude, my finances are none of your business. As long as I pay you back, and I will, as soon as I have more than $5 to do it with, as soon as I pay you back, or as long as I pay you back, you don't need to worry about what else has happened to my money. You know? And when I finally told him basically what my finances looked like, he basically admitted, well, I think you should be able to do day labor and get a little spending money, but other than that, you're right, you really can't do anything. I'm like, yeah, that's the reason I told you stay out of it, because you are not working with anything close to all the information you need to make any decision about my finances. And I don't feel like informing you because it's none of your fucking business. Because as I've explained to him and others, I'm an extremely private person. I am, for one thing, very shy about shit. For example, I can talk to all of you, for one thing, because no one really watches this. I get maybe 5 views a week on this, and I almost guarantee none of you people are watching all the way through. You know? You see if I do anything interesting, you fast forward to certain parts to see how I work on certain projects, etc. But if I had, for example, people who were strangers who I didn't know just coming in here and interviewing me, this show wouldn't get shit done, because I would just completely shut down. You know? I just clam up, shut down, whatever your terminology is, that's what would happen, because it wouldn't be on my terms anymore, and I am a private person. Now, when I'm here just allowed to rant and vent and ramble on about whatever crosses my mind, you'll hear a lot. And I've had that conversation with him too, that he knows very little about me compared to all my other friends, because he basically tries to drag everything out of me kicking and screaming, whereas they just sit down, shut up, and learn shit. You know? Which is how you're supposed to learn about your friends. You don't bully them into, well, you should tell me about this. No. Even if I should, I'm not gonna, because you're making me. Whereas, if you just shut up and let me talk on my own, all sorts of fun stuff will just come up in conversation. Just casual conversation. Because left to my own devices, I'll talk about damn near anything. You know? I even told our driver friend, I said, look, the difference between you and me is he doesn't have an off switch. I say, for example, I like to tell people I enjoy making people make the squick face, where I just say something that's so fucked up or so shocking that you just kind of, ugh, you know? And I do it to her all the time. Constantly, when she's driving, I'll just say something like, oh, why did you do that? And then I say, the difference is, as soon as I get that reaction, I'm done. I switch topics. We're done with that. I don't do what he would do and like, oh, that bothers you. Let me go on about that for 20 minutes until you hate me, which is what the judge does. For example, he, and I completely understand if anyone's offended by this, thinks people with Down syndrome are adorable and that rape is hilarious, you know? And yes, the two things combine. He thinks a person with Down syndrome getting raped or raping someone is the funniest damn thing that's ever been. And naturally, other people are extremely offended by either or both of those things. And he doesn't get that. You cannot explain it to him. He basically sees it as, well, I'm not offended, why are you offended? You know? Because yes, offensiveness is subjective, but still, there is a point where, oh shit, gold, where you just generically begin to offend people with certain things, you know? Like, that's the reason he doesn't do well in my D&D games, because the whole Down syndrome goblin controversy. Like, I want a Down syndrome goblin to make a slave to my knoll. No, there are no such thing as a Down syndrome goblin. Well, maybe a mildly retarded one. No, there aren't any of those either. Well, why not? Everyone's got Down syndrome in their race. Yeah, except for goblins, which are so far down the species totem pole that one with any kind of crippling disability like that would not live to adulthood. It just wouldn't happen. And he got so pissy. He finally gave up on the Down syndrome goblin, just, okay, I'm going to make a normal goblin my slave then. That's not going to happen either. Well, you just don't want to have a slave. It's in character. I'm like, dude, it's a fantasy thing. Because he thought that's why I didn't want him to do it. Like, oh, I'm offended that you want a slave in a fantasy game. No, 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 no. I understand. Fantasy game. Different mindset. I understand gnolls really keep slaves. That's perfectly fine. My problem is you don't have the training to break a slave, much less one in combat. And he was trying to like, oh, make an intimidation roll. I'm like, dude, the only thing that intimidation roll is going to give you, tops, is some kind of penalty for him and a bonus for you to hit him. Tops, that's what you're getting. That is your best case scenario. I told him, if you want a slave, a character slave, all you gotta do is go to town, find a slave market, it won't be that hard, and buy one. Well, I don't want that, I want a goblin. You can get a goblin slave. Well, no, I want this goblin. Well, that's just too damn bad, you know? And going on about, well, I want to break him myself. I'm like, fine, here's the deal. You give up your next 3 feats, I'll give you the training to do that. Well, no, that's stupid. No, it's not stupid. It's the fairest thing you're going to get. I basically told him also, there is no other DM who would put up with the level of bullshit from you that I'm putting up with. And that's only because I want him to have fun, but not at the expense of everyone else. Incidentally, Jay rage quit that game because the guy would not drop it. He wouldn't let it go. And to this day, the other guy gets real sarcastic if I mention Jay because, oh, he's just a big pussy, you know, he needs to grow the fuck up. I'm like, no, you need to grow the fuck up. It's not even that he was offended, because I told him that too. It's not even that he was offended, it's that you wouldn't let it go. Because he could put up with it for small things. Because again, I pull shit like, well, not like that, but I'll pull similar weird, tasteless shit on people. And then the joke runs its course and I stop. Or if I don't think the joke has run its course, I'll keep it up until people start getting legitimately offended, and then I shut up for the sake of, you know, my friends. And that's another thing, is I've told him, a real friend, even if you don't understand shit, sometimes you just do shit. Like, he didn't understand a certain rewording of my name to what I consider an offensive nickname. He didn't find it offensive, so he didn't see why he should stop. I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter that you don't know why it's offensive. The fact that I think it is should be all you need to know to stop calling me that. The very fact that I'm not enjoying that name, if you're really my friend, should be enough to make you say, well, I'll stop. You know? I'm like, it's nice that you're not offended by names. I've been picked on my entire life. I'm a little sensitive about that. And I have all sorts of nicknames that my friends call me that in any other context would be really insulting or demeaning. The difference is, because I know that they mean nothing by it, I'm able to put up with it. With him, it's less clear-cut than that, you know? It's really entirely hard sometimes to know what kind of context, if he's trying to get a rise out of me, if he legitimately doesn't know any better. And yeah, it can just be such a headache sometimes to deal with. Especially since, in the D&D case, I wasn't trying to create any drama, it just kind of happened that way. God, I wish I knew where I was. Okay, I'm here. Kind of like to get back to the surface now, please, if I may. Nope, that was incorrect. That was all of the wrong. But yeah, I mean, it's just simple social cues. And he keeps saying, oh, you have no social skills, you have no social skills. For someone with no social skills, I'm pretty damn good at reading the room. Like, oh wow, this is inappropriate behavior for this setting. I better stop that. Oh wow, this person is genuinely getting mad at me. I'd better stop that. When he sees that, oh, they obviously need to lighten up, so I'm gonna pour it on even thicker. You know, basically trying to do the whole let's just call it acquired immunity syndrome, where oh wow, I'm gonna vaccinate you against this kind of thing. You know, I'm gonna I'm gonna overload you on this so much that you'll eventually acquire an immunity to it. No, that's not appropriate. It's not even remotely appropriate. Now I'm gonna need to do the iron thing. That's what I'm gonna need to do, because I don't think you can mine diamonds with stone. I'm not even gonna try. I'm just gonna do this shit right, because it needs to be done right. And I know, yep, I'm about to say, I know I have some iron in here too. Let's just mine some stuff. Just enough to break this. Oh god, my back. Where's the back scratcher? I just had it. Ooh, much better. But, yeah. Meanwhile, for someone who allegedly has fantastic social skills, he's completely unable to tell when he's doing something wrong. So, I mean, it's anyone's guess who's really got the social skills or not. Ooh, so many diamonds. 5, that's a lot. For me, that's a lot of freaking diamonds. Well, I'm entirely justified for coming here. Ooh, I just realized something awesome. I can now make some diamond shovels, which will last a very long time, which is what I need. Before anyone complains, oh, you don't need to make diamond shovels, you should diamond this, diamond that, remember, I'm on peaceful mode. I'm not going to be fighting mobs. No Ender Dragon for me. You know? Oh, God, where the fuck did that back scratcher go? Hold on. There it is. Oh, much better. Sorry about that. Again, sorry for the camera. I'm working with the equipment that I have, not the equipment that I need. You know? If my Patreon ever takes out, I promise to get good equipment. That is my promise to you. Sadly, we all know my Patreon's not going to really take off, not to the point where it would need to. But hey, all I can dream. It's all I've got, really. Dreams and a little bit of popcorn. You know, while I'm at it, I'll do the gold ore, too. Matter of fact, let's do the gold ore first. Not much going on here. I do wish I had one of those little cheat things that basically tells me, oh, well, look, here's where all the diamonds are, you know? No, I have no headroom. Yay, Minecraft parkour. Once that goes out, I'll know I'm done. Then I just collect it. Yeah, that was just sheer stupid luck that I found those diamonds at all. And then I remembered that I needed metal to harvest them, otherwise bad things would have happened. I'd have fucking screamed if I'd lost those diamonds, I really would have. Oh, hello little bat. God, I wish I could have pet bats in this game, they're so cute. Hear that, bat? You're cute. Shit. You're a cute little bat. I want to take you home. I'd take you home and call you Navi. Because other people may find you annoying, but I think you're adorable. You know, part of me wants to just go up from this point. I think I will. I'll just go to the surface that way. Perfect. Just go up to the surface now. That's where I'm supposed to be. That's where all my projects are. I'm not even sure if this is the right way. Was that a drip? No, I thought I saw it drip. I'm like, is that underwater there? Alright, this looks like as good a spot as any to go up. Let's find out where we are, shall we? Ooh, that didn't take long at all, did it? Sure, this way. Still no luck with Star Trek Online, and that's reason for sadness. Incidentally, I did have a funny moment with Age of Ultron, you know. I kept telling my friend that I think they wasted Ultron because he should have been the third Avengers movie. Because to me, Ultron's like the biggest of the Avengers enemies. And I actually started to say the phrase, that would be like making King Ghidorah in the second Godzilla movie. Then I remembered, oh yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. So, whoops. Thank you, Twick Timer, but I'm not ready to go yet. Because I'm still underground. And I do not like leaving underground, because then I can't find out where the hell I am. Hell, I could barely find out where I am now. And that's without 7 days in between this and the last time I've seen the sun. Gotta pee. By the way, for those who don't know, having your own bathroom is probably one of the greatest things in life. It really is. I have my own bathroom, and I absolutely recommend it. If you have the chance to get your own bathroom, take it. Having your own bathroom is awesome. Oh dear, it's going to be one of those days, isn't it? I've reached the surface. Or at least close enough that it doesn't matter. Watch, I've just ruined my project. I'm gonna laugh if that's exactly what I'm doing. Ooh, looks like it's sunshiny out. My god, that is exactly what I've fucking done. I have just burrowed into the place I wasn't supposed to burrow. Also, that is... Wow, I sealed the fucking hole behind me. That's amazing. That's the most amazing thing. Hmm. Well, damn, I guess. You know what I'll do? I'll do this real quick. Quickly before I burn to death. Perfect. Yeah. This sucks. Something I can break sandstone down? No? Shit. Well. Alright, we're gonna play a game. It's called I Fucked Up. And it's played like this. First I fuck up, then I fix it. Alright, there's the fuck up, here's the fix. Ta-da! That was kind of interesting, though, that I would come up here of all places. Also, totally seeing the sun. Ah, there it is. Hello, horses. Oh dear, that's a lot of crap. And before I move on, I'm going to do one more teensiest little thing. I'm going to look at my animals real quick. See how they're doing. Whee! Look, the grass! The grass is happening! Yay, grass! Oh, I love it when the grass happens. Hello, animals! And let's do this just because. Is this necessary? No. Is it extraneous? Yes. Am I gonna do it anyway? You betcha. You know what? I'm gonna complain about one more thing. I was talking to my other friend, the girl, that I'm just so furious about the fact that Faerun has eaten D&D. The Forgotten Realms has eaten D&D. And she was like, well, if you're a real creative DM, you can turn anything into anything. I mean, yeah, then what's the point of having a campaign setting at all? Because every argument she made that, oh, it's okay that Faerun does this, I'm like, yeah, but here's the thing. You could have just as easily had it be Ravenloft and then made Faerun as your own thing. You know? The fact that when you think D&D, whether you know it or not, unless you are a D&D player, you are thinking of Forgotten Realms. Like, oh, here's Drist, oh, here's this, here's that. That's Forgotten Realms. Almost without exception. And that annoys me because there's 20-ish different D&D worlds, entire fucking worlds. And just... it's just very disheartening to know that we've lost all of that variety just so that we can have some Drow. And I wouldn't mind if there were video games. For example, there's one Planescape game. And everything else just seems to be Forgotten Realms. There are a couple Dragonlance games, but not since the 80s, you know. I don't know if there's more than one Eberron game. It's just frustrating. It annoys me to no end. Because it's a thing that shouldn't be happening. Anyway, I'm Kyrix, and this has been This Week in Kyrix, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody!